I've been farming for about 16 years.
Been involved with citrus pretty much all my life.
I am a 5th generation grower.
Been doing that all my life, pretty much. Family farm.
The industry is quite remarkable. It is dominated by the family farmers. I think we've got 3 or 4 corporate entities in our industry, and they may account for 15 to 20% of the total tonnage. Throughout California, from Imperial County all the way up through Madera, there's roughly 285,000 acres of production in place for the citrus industry. But right here in the South San Joaquin Valley, this is the #1 fresh citrus supplier in the nation.
The chemical industry has changed a great deal in the last 20 years. There's a lot less harsh materials and more specific materials that are targeted for the pests.
The trend for the industry has been to use lower VOC containing products, and VOC stands for volatile organic compound. And one that everyone would be familiar with is that smell of gasoline when you're fueling your vehicle. That smell is the VOC evaporating off into the atmosphere. And so we're using less solvent-based products, more water-based products, and so you're not getting any of these emissions as a secondary after effect of a pesticide application.
One of the ways we reduce emissions in growing citrus is the release of beneficial insects. The beneficial insects I have today are aphids. They are a predator on the California red scale. The red scale causes damage to the orange itself, and in severe cases it can defoliate leaves and even potentially kill a tree. Anytime you can get Mother Nature to work on your side, you've won half the battle.
As we go through the fields, and especially as in the summer times when the roads dry out and we're going through the fields with either equipment or pickups doing our various tasks, we have no choice but to throw up some dust.
One of the issues that we're obviously very concerned about is dust and how we contribute to the air pollution in the valley. We follow mostly a no-till program in the orchards. We also oil our roads.
So waste oil has been treated and reprocessed, so it's healthy for the environment, and we place that on the avenues to keep dust down. And some of the less traveled roads, we use a water truck, and we water on a needed basis, we water the avenues, and it's healthy for the trees not to have a bunch of dust on them. And it's healthy for the people that work on the ranches and whatnot, so we try to be sensitive to all those areas.
We are actually out on an ongoing basis with our entire team, the farming team, the production team, and the entire management team is really committed to making sure that we do everything possible to minimize emissions. Here at the packing house, we've also engaged in a number of different measures to help with emission control. We've replaced some of our older fleet of forklifts with newer forklifts, and we've exchanged all of our propane forklifts with electric forklifts. The only emission we have is steam, a little bit of steam going into the air, but no other pollutants being dispersed from our facility whatsoever, and we're very proud of that.
The main issues that we concentrate on really is what you see in this orchard here today as well, where we're going with narrower spacings, denser spacings, many more trees per acre. We believe the benefit of having these smaller trees is that we have to spray specific pests. We can apply it in a much more judicious manner. We have much less runoff, we have much less spray drift. We are also trying to be much more efficient in our irrigation practices. You'll see 2 lines here. One is a fan jet system, which we basically only use in the winter in this orchard for frost control purposes. And the main irrigation line is a drip line where we apply water via drippers. We also apply fertilizer with it, so it allows us to use less fertilizer at any given time. It's much more efficient to apply, and the trees can much more efficiently use it.
This industry looks to tomorrow. Tomorrow there has to be cleaner air than what there was yesterday. It all goes together. Otherwise this industry wouldn't be around for 125 years already, looking forward to another 125 years.
The district has a tough job in trying to clean up the air in this bowl that we live in. And agriculture has a job of trying to produce a crop that feeds the world.
When everybody came to the realization that we needed to improve air quality, the Air District sat down with industry representatives and figured out ways to create the solution paths that made sense both for air quality and for the industry.
At the district, we have a series of core values that guide everything we do. And our core value number 2 is really about making sure that our air pollution control efforts are done with the understanding that the valley's economy is vital and we need to protect it as well as improve air quality.
One of the areas that we've been able to work very effectively with our agricultural partners in the valley has been to actually go together to Washington, to Sacramento, to bring resources to the valley. We've been able to bring in a lot of money to the valley to be spent on cleaner technologies.
The district has helped fund some programs and trying to, perhaps the car memorial program, and trying to make engine retrofits or replacing new engines, even new tractors, financially feasible for growers. We do have a number of engines, diesel pump motors and tractor engines.
In the last 6 months, we replaced 4 tractors, replaced 4 older tractors with newer tractors. We've also participated with regard to our forklift fleet, switched all of those forklifts over to electric forklifts. So we're even raising the bar a little bit higher.
Over the last 5 to 10 years, we've spent over $150 million working with our farmers, and also bringing in dollars from the farmers to the mix. For every dollar that we spend, giving them in grants, they have also invested another dollar of their own. And with that investment, we've been able to reduce pollution by tens of thousands of tons. But I think if you look at our history with the farmers, how effectively we've been able to work with them to the point that they are the cleanest agricultural segment in the nation and in the world, and they are still able to be competitive and remain the breadbasket for the entire world.
They're willing to work with industry to achieve the desired result. That partnership doesn't always happen in government and in circles with industry. With the Air Quality District, it has happened, and it's been a very positive relationship for all the stakeholders, in my opinion.
Well, I have a young family. I have a 9-year-old daughter and a 6-year-old son, and we live in the middle of our ranch.
We are born and raised in the valley. My family lives here. I'm 3rd generation in the area. And so we're living and breathing the same air too.
We live in California, we live in the US, we live in this world. We don't want to mess things up.
We've been working with our agricultural community for decades now, and it's become very clear to me that they see themselves as stewards of the earth, the environment, and they really care about maintaining a good environment in San Joaquin Valley.
In all these practices we do, the people that work here, I grew up on a ranch, that's what I've done all my life, and the people that work with us and for us are like family to us.
So I have all the motivation in the world to make sure everything we're doing, number one, is safe for myself and my family, my employees, and my fellow citizens here in the valley.
The last thing we want to do is take a piece of ground that's pristine and great and ruin it. Not only for my generation, but for the generations to come.
So that if they choose to farm in the San Joaquin Valley, and preferably farm citrus, it will still be here for them at their time.
That's why we value this partnership so much. The partnership that we have with the Air District will make sure that the citrus industry in California is the strong, vibrant economic engine for tomorrow.